This looks familiar. Closed.
They can't be closed.
Large Marge sent me.
Good afternoon, everybody. We're back at the Wheel Inn. About 3 hours east of Los Angeles on the highway to Palm Springs and out to Arizona, you will find this, the Wheel Inn. It is a very historic and currently abandoned or disused property, famous for being owned by sculptor Claude Bell, who created, among other things, lots of the sculptures and stuff at Knott's Berry Farm, like Handsome Brady and Whiskey Bill, those two cowboys on the bench that everybody gets a fun pic with. The Wheel Inn is also famous for being in that Tears for Fears music video, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. I've been here a lot of times with some of you guys. My good friend Adam the Woo's been here a lot of times to film. We went inside the building and all kinds of stuff before it closed down. They were pretty famous here for their home cooking, but probably even more famous as being the location, the place where Pee-wee Herman told those crowd of truckers, Large Marge sent me. Just inside of this blocked up window here is the countertop where Pee-wee was sitting to get some food and he goes, I forgot my wallet. Then he had to wash dishes and met the waitress, Simone. Then of course Simone takes Pee-wee out back to watch the sunrise from the mouth of a giant dinosaur. Claude Bell's Cabazon Dinosaurs out here in Cabazon, California. Look at the size of these gargantuan beasts. Look at that. That right there is Diney, or well, it's spelled Dinny, so some people say Dinny or Diney. And this over here yonder is Rex. Probably one of the greatest and one of my most favorite roadside attractions of all time. I mean, what says roadside America more than a 4-story T-Rex, huh? I did a whole video before talking about the history of Claude Bell's dinosaurs out here, a little bit about how they were made, and of course we actually went up into the mouth of old Rex up there. When they filmed Pee-wee, you could just walk right up to the side of Rex here and enter through this door and go up and visit the mouth. Then for years and years and years, Rex was all boarded up, couldn't go up there. Nowadays, you can visit Rex with an admission fee. They've reopened the dinosaur, but it's all fenced off, and it's part of a robotic dinosaur creationism museum. There's actually a lot more people out here taking a look at the dinosaurs than I normally see, but then again, today is Veterans Day. It's a big 3-day weekend holiday for a lot of people, which I didn't know before I myself hit the road today, but oh well. Anyway, that side door is where Pee-wee Herman runs out and encounters Simone's boyfriend, Andy! Then there's a crazy chase all over this area and they're running around under Diney's feet over there while Andy's trying to murder Pee-wee with a giant bone. Good times. As a kid, my favorite movies were always adventure movies with lots of travel in them, and especially road trip movies. I loved the original Muppet movie, and of course, I loved Pee-wee's Big Adventure. So as many of you know, I used to be in a band. We used to tour the country, and half the reason I was in that band is so that I could go on tour and travel. And every time we would leave LA or Orange County to go out on tour, we would always come this way. From California out to Arizona, either Phoenix or Tucson for the first show, and always, we would stop here at the Dinosaurs. Literally, as I'm saying this, there's a punk rock band right over there taking pictures of themselves in front of the Dinosaurs like I used to do with my band 10 to 15 to, well, let's not be specific how many years ago. It took me many extra hours to leave the LA/OC area and get out even this far, so I'm way behind schedule. But there is no way on earth I was going to head down I-10 East for some adventures and not bring Pee-wee to see the dinosaurs again. Pee-wee's Little Adventure happening right here, the return to the dinosaurs. Awesome. This actually might be my only stop today because I am driving all the way into Arizona, past Phoenix. But that's as far as I'm gonna say. The sun is going down behind the Wheel Inn and I'm already lagging far behind where I wanted to be by this point in the day, so I might not get to stop much. If you're a fan of Pee-wee's Big Adventure, I would highly recommend, after this video, Googling Pee-wee's Big Adventure filming locations that my friend Adam the Woo and I did a couple years ago now. It was one of my very first videos on YouTube where I was actually in the video. I believe you could find it at youtube.com/AdamTheWoo. good times. Then of course I filmed a Random Land video about it, youtube.com/livefastdiepoor, about Claude Bell's Fantastic Dinosaur. So Google that too if you have time. Right now I'm just gonna grab PeeWee's scooter and take a couple of photos for Instagram. Cause who can resist? I got the helmet, I got the scooter, I got PeeWee, I got dinosaurs, why not?
Ooh, look at this. That's gonna be a fun one. I hope Paul Rubens is watching.
People keep staring at me because I'm here filming with this big DSLR camera, yet I'm down here taking pictures of PeeWee with my iPhone on the ground like a nut. Awesome, so awesome. These dinosaurs have a lot of memories for me personally, and I know they have a lot of memories for you, PeeWee. They're the quintessential roadside symbol of adventure, and I'm glad that they are still around. Au revoir, dinosaurs. Au revoir. It is always a good time stopping at the dinosaurs, right, PeeWee?
Yes, a very good time.
Really, I'm pleased to stop by, but I'm also pleased to see that the Wheel Inn is still here at all, because I keep hearing rumors it's gonna be demolished. Nope, it's gonna be restored. Nope, it's gonna be demolished. Nope, it's gonna be restored. I'm just glad it's still here and not flat. All right, time to be moving along, PeeWee. Wait a second, I can't leave yet. One last thing. Tequila. Okay, I'm good now. All right, time to drive to, oh, yeah? No, I don't think it was a waste of time. They wanted to see it. I know I filmed here before, Julio, but people like the dinosaurs. I like the dinosaurs. Sometimes we go to the same places. What's the big deal? I know you want to go to Arizona. All right, we're going right now. Jeez, touchy chicken. It is awfully, awfully beautiful out here in the desert. We have a very beautiful country, and I'm very honored and privileged to have been able to travel all over the country, be in almost 50 states, getting up there, and see a lot of America. I have no idea how long it'll take this video to get up on the internet. Still got to be edited, and sometimes there's no Wi-Fi when you're traveling, etc., etc. But today, as I'm talking, it is actually Veterans Day, which is on the anniversary of the end of hostilities for World War I. So I'd just like to take time out during this beautiful sunset to say thank you to all of those veterans who have served and suffered and fought for this country. Small sacrifices and big sacrifices, sacrifices that none of us will ever hear about ever in our lives, all the different hardships, really appreciated. Thank you all for serving. You've done your duty. I hope that you had a happy Veterans Day, and then at the end, you went home and slept well. It's been at least 3 or 4 years since I've driven this way. Pretty crazy long drive through the desert, and up, we just officially crossed into Arizona. There it is right there. The Welcome to Arizona sign. Okay. It's about to be official. I'm back in Arizona. I wasn't quick enough with the camera, but I just saw a coyote running across the road. Yep. Definitely back in Arizona, Quartzsite, Arizona to be specific. This is basically the first town in Arizona along the southern part, the I-10 way into Arizona. And I've been here many times, but I can't remember the last time I was in Quartzsite in the daytime. However, about 3, almost 4 years ago, I played a show in Tucson, Arizona. We were on our way back to Los Angeles and broke down in the desert halfway between Phoenix and Quartzsite here. An entire van full of people, mostly musicians, stranded in the middle of the desert, in the middle of nowhere, called AAA. Took them over an hour, because it was like, I think like 100 miles each direction towards civilization. Over an hour to get there. They towed our van on a flatbed to Quartzsite. Of course, you're not supposed to have people in the back of the van while they do that, but what were we gonna do? Leave 5 or 6 people out in the middle of the desert? So they all hid, kept their heads down, and rode on the back of a flatbed tow truck here into this town. The tow truck dropped us off way on one side of the town, and we decided to walk through the town all the way over here to where you can see like truck stops, and there's a McDonald's over there. Most of what's along the highway are like RV parks and all these weird places with like tumble down old equipment and weird stuff. In the daytime it doesn't look so bad, but in the nighttime it looks super creepy out here. So it's the middle of the night, we're dropped off here, we have no idea what we're going to do. We can't do anything until the morning to see if there's any auto repair places or auto parts places. Broke a serpentine belt, so the whole engine was foobar for the night. And we start walking through this desert town in the middle of the night, bunch of punk rockers when all of a sudden, as we're halfway through the town, somewhere down there in the middle of nowhere, we hear this super loud boom. I mean, it's pretty flat and deserty out here, so you could hear it echoing off of like every building. And remember, this is like 2 or 3 or maybe 4 in the morning, so no one is awake, nothing is open, and all of a sudden, right after the explosion, seconds later, boom, the power goes out. And I'm talking about all of the power. All of the electricity in the entire town gone. I mean, it was already surreal enough feeling, so we all stop in our tracks in the pitch dark, no moon outside or anything, down on the sidewalk here about halfway through the town towards what's actually the McDonald's light? No, it was the pilot light, or one of the truck stop lights stayed on, but otherwise completely pitch dark here, and we are standing in the darkness in the middle of nowhere going, now what do we do? It was like Night of the Living Dead or something. All the power's out, it's pitch dark, there's a whole blank empty city around you. You can still see some of the lights on the highway over there, you can still see the freeway, but that was it. Any second you were expecting all these people to crawl out of trailers and cars and just be zombies and eat your brain. I'm going to be honest with you, it doesn't sound that bad, but when you're in the desert, in the middle of nowhere, after being in the real middle of nowhere, we've never been in this town, you don't know what it looks like around you in the daytime. It was absolutely terrifying. Interestingly enough, there's actually a bunch of historical stuff and weird kooky stuff in Quartzsite that I want to see and that I wanted to see at the time. But when all of the lights go out, you're like, nope, nope, oh heckity heck no. All we wanted to do after that was get the heck out of town and get back home, but we had to wait for the sun to come up, get another tow truck to tow us to the one auto repair place, who luckily had a part driven in from another town in California, which itself took hours and hours and hours. Anyway, we eventually finally got home, but man, there was a good 30-minute period there where all the lights were out in this town, and we ended up walking all the way through town, over the freeway bridge to the one truck stop on the other side of the freeway that still had power. It was creepy. Anyway, that's about as far as I can take you guys tonight. I am going to keep driving deeper and deeper into Arizona. But I wanted to make sure to keep going until I got to Quartzsite so I could tell you guys that story, because I was thinking about it in the car. Like, man, remember the time all the lights went out? I just texted my old drummer. Like, remember the time all the lights went out in that town? I'm there again. Creepy. Anyway, more adventures to come, so make sure you're subscribed. Visit my patreon.com/JustinScarred if you want to help fund the adventures. LiveFastDiePoor.Spreadshirt.com for sweet t-shirts. And I'll see all of you a little later. In the meantime, I'm gonna go look for that coyote, so see you guys later. And now, in honor of Veterans Day, a poem from a good friend of ours titled America. Please welcome Julio. Thank you, Julio. I think we were all thinking the same thing.